All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a very, very special WWE Bad Blood Predictions panel episode of BCP Plus. Guys, we are here with our all-star stellar panel ready to talk all things Bad Blood, coming to you this Saturday, WWE PLE on Peacock. Guys, we want to hear your picks. Join the chat. Let us know what you got as we have all assembled our all-star dream team here on the BCP. Guys, please welcome back to the show. You know him as a senior editor over on bcpplus.com. He is also a founding member and the president of Handsome Club, I've been informed. Our good friend, Mr. Perfect, Mr. Mike Mueller. Mueller, what's up, man? Welcome back. How are you, bro?
I'm doing good, just taking a little break from my presidential duties at the Handsome Club.
Sure.
We've gone off to a good start. Those hoodies are looking bomb. It's just in time for fall. I'm so excited for that. But yeah, I'm great. I'm happy to be here. As always, it's a pleasure for you to have me on your show. Yeah, let's get this going, man. Let's talk about some bad blood.
Let's do it, man. You are the president and fastest selling shirt and hoodie in BCP history. So I think those went over well. So it's all because
And
of the president.
A portion
Yes.
of each sale actually goes to Rob. So that's very exciting.
Yes, that's
we actually
right.
get that done.
That's right. So we can keep
Yeah.
this going. Yes, that's right. And we appreciate it. That's very, very true. A very small portion, yes. But we appreciate the support. And thank you for being here, Mike. We got lots to talk about. And guys, please welcome back to the show. She is an A-plus player here on BCP Plus. She is host of the Socially Distanced podcast. You know her from thepopbreak.com. Our good friend, Miss Amanda Rivas. Amanda, welcome back. How are you?
Hi, happy to be here. Super excited. I'm like, Mike is here, you're here, and of course, we're going to have Calvin joining us too. So I'm so excited and so pumped because there is definitely no bad blood here.
There's
all
not.
love for
No.
you guys.
All love.
We got a good team here tonight. We'll have Kelvin from the No Gimmicks podcast joining us shortly. I believe he's finishing an episode of the No Gimmicks podcast right now, so be sure to go over there and subscribe and support our good friend Kelvin. Emil, welcome. I see you in the chat. Check out Emil, one of our sponsors over at Live Wrestling Games Signings on their Facebook page. They got a lot of stuff going on over there. Forgive my rudeness, guys. I'm sharing the stream out, but let's start to talk all things Bad Blood. Where we're going to start is, let's start with this one because it's been brewing all year long. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, Hell in a Cell match. It's finally happening. Mike, I'll throw it to you first. You did a great job over on BCP Plus. Shameless promo with that Raw review. I actually read it again before I came on for this as a little refresher. Very busy week, man. But what did you think of Punk's promo and Drew's promo, this kind of final showdown, them actually bringing in the Cell for this promo? Is Hell in the Cell the right match here? And obviously, what do you think about this match and who's going to win, Mike?
I think Hell in a Cell is definitely the right move to go. This has been a feud that's been going pretty much all year. Actually, it has been going all year, and it is the blow-off. I know a lot of people were thinking that we might see Liv and Rhea in the Hell in a Cell, but I think there's still a little bit more meat on that bone, whereas I think this is going to be the culmination. I thought it was weird that they're like the big, the final encounter between them. I thought it was cool to have the Hell in a Cell actually there and do the whole thing, but I thought for sure we were going to get some kind of physicality, and we got none. That was a little strange to me. Given the way Raw ended, I understood it. That was your big moment, but I thought there was going to at least be a little something, especially when we saw all the security guards in there. I'm like, oh, someone's getting thrown into that cell for sure. But that didn't happen. I think the move for this has got to be CM Punk. I mean, it's the end of the feud, I believe. It's the end of the feud. I think in the Hell in a Cell situation, the good guys got to win. What's been most interesting to me is how, not just this week, but for the last several weeks, how many references and allusions to death there has been. I'm going to kill you. You're going home to Scotland in a box. This dies with me. There's been so many of these references, which is very taboo, even in WWE's most extreme days. Like you allude to that sort of thing, but you don't directly say it. So I'm wondering if there's going to be some kind of spot or some kind of moment where it looks like someone actually kills the other person. Like, I don't know how extreme they're going to get with this, but there's been too many references to someone actually dying to where I don't see how there's not going to be some kind of payoff. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know how far they're going to take it. We're not quite at the Netflix era yet. So We still got to appeal to some basic cable sponsors, but I'm really curious about it. But for the match itself, I think it's got to be CM Punk.
So you think Punk gets it here, and great stuff, Mike. I read
it.
your article again, and there is kind of, I don't even want to say a nuance because it's really just right there, but they do kind of start.
It's not subtle.
Yeah, at all. They're using those words of like, and I get it. Like, you know, it's like we're building to this point where it's like, I'm going to send you home in a box, or like AJ's going to have to feed you, and it's really serious, and it's been a really, really good feud. It has to end here, and I think that's kind of what they're saying. So who gets the payoff here? Because I could make a strong case for Drew getting the payoff of this whole feud. Amanda, I'll throw it to you first. What do you think?
I mean, Mike, that was just very well said. Very perfect.
I
loved it.
Very perfect.
Loved your article too.
Very perfect.
Loved your article too. It's great analysis. And so, I mean, I definitely agree that there's your comment on Liv and Rhea, even though it would have been cool to see Hell in a Cell. I feel like it's gonna be like a Netflix. I can see that going on the Netflix side of things, because then they're going to open the door for, you know, more bleeding for the women, more like kind of, I can definitely see that. So that'll be interesting to see if that happens down, which I agree with you. There's definitely meat on that bone, but we'll talk about that. With this feud, what I really have enjoyed is, again, just the fact that it's not just on the screen, that it continues to be, you know, online, social media, like they're really just going home with all of it. I saw I think it was what was it, Drew sharing like a reel of like Larry, like the dog getting kicked. And I was like, I can't. God. I was like, I can't. Y'all, the trolling is just so good here. I'm actually going to miss that, because this feud to me is definitely coming to an end. I feel like, you know, with the death references, there's definitely going to be a crazy spot. I feel like we might see like a GTF through the cage. I feel like something extreme is going to happen. But I agree with Mike that, you know, Punk has to go over in this one. He lost the last match as well. So, you know, I think, you know, for them to both move on, I feel like Punk's going to eventually, I feel like, go back in circle to Seth Rollins. I feel like that's in the cards for sure. And so CM Punk needs that momentum to go to the card, to push on to Rollins, and coming in with the win over somebody as established as McIntyre, you know, something that's going to be a brutal match. This is definitely going to be, you know, the whole, this is where all the blood, a lot of the blood is going to be here. There's going to be a lot of bloodshed here, and it's going to be, and I think this is perfect because it does, you know, help and shield CM Punk to an extent, you know, with his technical wrestling. We know he's getting back into it. You know, with injuries, there's been a lot of delays with him catching up to speed, and this is great for Drew to help continue to carry him on, and both of them look strong. Also a little throwback for ECW as well. So it kind of is a nice little way for Punk to get back to those roots too, and remind people why he's so hardcore. You know what I mean? So this is it's really well thought out, and I'm here for it. I mean, they had to go to the next level after, you know, you have your strap match, you have all these other, this is definitely next level, and this feels like end of feud. But definitely I feel like, even though as much as it would be great for Drew to get the win here, because Drew has done so much of the work and Drew has done a phenomenal job. You know, CM Punk, I mean, again, he needs that momentum, and I think he's going to get it. And I think, again, I think we're going to get a GTS through the cage.
Through the cage.
I'd
be down with that.
Pretty good.
Do you think that it ends the show? Do you think this is the main event?
Ooh.
I've thought about it. I mean, if it weren't for Roman and Cody and the whole stakes there and how much has been there, I feel like this is going to be maybe semi.
Okay.
But
I think
only because of the caliber. I think that they should myself.
Yeah.
But they're going to want people to hang on as long as possible.
Also true. Yeah.
Also true. To stay tuned in. And who draws eyes? Cody and our tribal chief at this point. So as much as I feel like this match should close the show, and I mean, if they're going to bleed everywhere, it makes sense for it to close the show. Yeah. But I mean, WWE does have a great crew that they know how to tear down super quick. They know how to clean it up, throw a clean canvas on there. They can make the show go on. It should close, but I still feel like it's going to be Roman and Cody, especially with, as we will talk about that match, some surprises I think we're going to see for sure.
Okay.
Interesting. Good stuff as always, Amanda. Total Tom in the chat saying Amanda should be on every show. I can't argue with that. A+ player here
Thank
on
you,
the
Total
BCP.
Tom.
Total
Agreed.
Tom. Emil in the chat, a little outside the box thinking here. I think Ethan Page is getting called up and have him involved somewhere in this match or before in a backstage attack. Very interesting. Going with the Ethan Page route, but he goes with CM Punk to win the match here. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go with Drew to win to get the big payoff of all of this because I feel, and I think many feel, that this is the best version of Drew McIntyre that we've ever seen. Essentially his final form. And I always say, when I say final form to people, I don't mean it's like your last run. I mean, it's like your best version. You know, you're the Megazord, essentially, as I have my Power Rangers helmet proudly. We all have so much nerdy stuff. I love it. It makes me so happy. But I digress. I think also to your point, Amanda, the spot through the cage I could see, or the cell rather, I'm thinking something like, because we saw them go that route with the ring collapsing on Raw, and that kind of a mixed reaction, just because it's like, it's so incredible. I hate that we're so picky. It's like, oh, we've seen this before, which is very fair. You know, sometimes you want something new, but it's such a spectacle. It is very impressive. Yeah, it's fun, right? It's fun. I hate to nitpick here, but I feel like because there's been some like reactions to like, oh, we've seen that before. I feel like they're going to do something big here also because of that, even though there's not a direct correlation between the two storylines. I don't know what it is. Maybe, like Emil said, maybe someone else will get involved, like who has nothing to do with this feud. Maybe Punk gets a heavy or something. This is way outside the box. I don't think they're going this way, but something out of the ordinary, like Emil said. But that being said, I think Punk is very... I've been so critical. I'm trying to choose my words very carefully. Punk is very selective in where he wrestles, I guess, and they space out his matches. So I think Drew gets more from this. I think it's the best version of Drew. I think it's going to be some sort of crazy spot. And to Mike's point, where it's like, oh, is Punk going to be okay? And Punk will be off TV for a little while or something. Not too long. But that's where I'm going to go with this. Bill in the chat, Bill Bodkin, editor-in-chief of the popbreak.com. I believe 15 years celebrating. So a round of applause for Bill.
Yes.
I know I'm certainly not doing this without you, man. So we love you. We appreciate you, man. And now that we're saying all these super nice things about you, he goes, yeah, Punk will win. And we know you're not a CM Punk fan. So, but I'll go Drew just for you, Bill. And Bill goes, this is such a Bill sentence. He goes, I think the big in quotes thing is going to be a lot of blood. Yeah. Amanda definitely said there's going to be a lot of blood in this one. And Daniel Parker Kane Promotion says CM Punk with the win. So I'm going to go Drew McIntyre. I'm going to go the other way. Let's go, just because we brought it up, let's talk about the Women's World Championship match. We've seen this a few times now. Liv Morgan, the champion, versus Rhea Ripley. And I believe this is true. Dirty Dominic Mysterio will be suspended above the ring in a shark cage. They're actually doing this. Mike, I know you kind of alluded to this in a ladder match or something like that in the past. And they went there, man. They pretty darn close. But I'll throw it to Amanda first on this one. We've seen this match a few times in different forms or fashions. Do we think that, since like the soap opera part has pretty much played out, does Rhea just need to get the title back here? Or is it just more chicanery to kind of mess with Rhea and the Judgment Day and all that stuff? Does that soap opera continue? What do you got, Amanda?
So it's really hard to keep Rhea out of the title picture. She is just too good. But there's been a lot invested in Liv as well. And Liv has done a great job. I know a lot of people talk about Rhea, and I love her. I'm like, anytime she wants to take me shopping, she totally can. Just anytime, Rhea, call me. Slide in the DMs. I'm here for it. But Liv has done a tremendous job in this whole carrying her part, building the soap opera, and I mean, with Dominic in the shark cage, which is just mentally cracking me up right now, just my visual. I feel like because he continues to just nail all these interferences from time after time, where I feel like Liv is going to retain here, as much as Rhea is eventually going to get the title. But Dom in a shark cage doing something ridiculous, you're going to get a ridiculous spot coming from Dom, and it's going to help Liv out. I mean, I think it's going to get to the point where even Rhea's going, what the hell just happened? And that's gonna be what gives Liv the win. So I don't even know if you need the rest of Judgment Day to get involved in this, because again, we're going to talk about the other match that I feel like they're going to get involved in for sure. I just think the sheer spectacle of Dom is going to save Liv here. And it's going to continue because there is still meat in the bone. Unlike the other half of the Terror Twins, who again we'll get there, but there's still a lot here. And I think we're getting, I feel like, to where this is going to culminate. It's just not here yet. And I feel like ultimately it will culminate in Rhea getting the title back. I think she's just too good not to, and too many pieces. She's too much, I think, just backing behind her. And again, just rightfully so. And they're going to need someone who's going to carry this into, continuing into the new year. Rhea's a strong contender for that. But right now, this is going to be about Dom doing something dumb to help Rhea retain, and this is going to continue a little bit longer.
Okay. Yeah.
Will we see the shark cage collapse? I don't know. That's what I'm wondering, if he's just going to come out of it or the cage is just going to come down somehow. I don't know. It's going to be crazy.
There's going to be something almost like you said, like humorous or something, like with him in the cage. It's going to be interesting. It's gonna be memeable. You know what I mean?
Exactly. My hope is that it doesn't detract too much from the quality of this match, though, because I think the quality of this match is still going to be excellent between these two. They have good chemistry in the ring. I hope again it just doesn't overshadow. It is going to overshadow to an extent because again it's going to be something viral, but it's still going to be a solid match between these two women.
Yeah, I think so. And fair assessment, as always, Amanda. Real quick, I'm just catching up on the chat here, guys. Bill Bodkin says Dominic uses his mustache to pick the lock of the cage. Of course. Why didn't I think of that?
Love it. Got mustache wax.
That's it.
Brilliant. Hide something.
Brilliant.
Hide something in it. Can you smuggle something in it?
Tim Hardy, hi guys, in the chat. We're going with like all these like random heavies coming in, all these random Raquel helps Liv. So Raquel comes back and helps Liv. Interesting. Interesting. I hope I didn't steal any thunder on that, Mike. I didn't know if you were going that way.
Was she out for injury?
No. Yeah, no, she was. I just was.
Interesting.
It dawned on me that I haven't even thought about her in a minute.
Yeah, same. I was like,
Interesting. Yeah, and then Tim also saying we need Dominic in the future beating Jay for the title one day. The heat would be insane. Oh wow, man, we're having fun. We're getting a little wild, hot shotting it in the comments section. But I'm here for it. We want to hear all your guys' theories and let's have some fun with this. But let's throw it to Mr. Perfect, Mr. Mike Mueller. Tell us how this is really going to play out, bro.
Sure. So first of all, I didn't realize that you knew Vince Russo and he's in these comments.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm for it. I just got to be the heel. I think so. Before they told me that Dom was going to be in a shark cage, I was taking Rhea Ripley to win this match. But here's the thing: when you put a heel in a shark cage, they find a way to help their person out anyway. Paul Ellering, J.J. Dillon, Paul Heyman. Like, it's happened time and time again. They find a way. They throw the brick cell phone down through there or something. Something happens. Dom is going to find a way. First of all, I love that they made him claustrophobic, because while claustrophobia is very much real, it also seems like, of course, Dom would be claustrophobic. Like, it just seems silly. I hope he's got plenty of nuggies because he's going to be up there struggling. So I hope he's got some nuggies to snack on.
Can you imagine if he dropped a bag of frozen nuggets down there?
Yes. Oh, please. My God. Just full Judy Bagwell. Let's do it. But he's going to find a way to interfere. Something's going to happen. I am with you. What you alluded to. I think the rest of Judgment Day is going to wait till the other match to come out and do their thing. I think this is going to be Rhea Ripley dominating for 95% of the match. Something happens, Dom is able to get out or help Liv somehow through the shark cage, maybe with frozen nuggies, maybe with a PlayStation controller, something Dom. And I do need to correct you, Rob. You misspoke at the beginning of this. I don't know if you caught it.
Usually.
But yeah, just a real quick, just for technical, you called him Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and he's clearly Daddy Dom. So Daddy Dom is going to find a way to help his girl out, and Liv is going to retain here. Eventually she's going to drop it to Rhea, but I think for the time being it's better for Liv to hold on to the title. So I think it's going to happen. It's just a matter of how Dom interferes, really, to me, is the only question.
You won me over. You convinced me, and this is why you're Mr. Perfect. And
That's
people
right,
in
baby.
people in the chat are now saying, and this was after Mike said it, so you got this going. Full credit to Mr. Mueller here. A lot of people now are saying he will drop her weapon, he'll drop her this and that. I think you nailed it. That's exactly what's going to happen, and that makes it easier for me to choose. Copy your homework and choose Liv Morgan. I was thinking maybe just, hey, like, let's just have Rhea win it back. Like, Rhea has been on top, number one in the PWI women's last year. I think 2 weeks to the PWI this year. We can make a strong case for her being number one again. A lot of the younger audience and fans, I know personally, that have fell out of WWE are really gravitating towards like the strong woman that Rhea Ripley is right now, and she's really connecting with audience of all ages. So I think putting the title back on her, not that she needs it, would be interesting. So I was kind of going that way, but I'm gonna go. You're exactly right, man. The money's in the chase. The weapon, the bag of frozen chicken nuggies, whatever it is, the mustache, pick the lock. I'm here for it. And to your point, Amanda, it shouldn't be all about what Dirty Dom's doing up there, but I think he will help Liv. And these two have worked together a few times, so this is going to be a solid match, but I think Daddy Dom, excuse me, will be aiding Liv in winning this match.
Better not disrespect him, just saying.
I apologize.
He's been to prison.
He has.
He's tough. Okay?
I am a fan of his father, personally.
He knows where it's his deadbeat dad.
He's a good dad, man. Dom lost his way, man. That's what happened. All right, let's go. Oh wow, Tim Hardy going. Maybe we get Bliss. That would be cool. Bliss versus Rhea would work. Rhea versus we are going all over the place.
Ooh,
I would
okay.
I would make and that would be cool too. But and in Mike's review, we also saw a lot of that Wyatt Six stuff. Some of those some of those codes. So I don't know if that's alluding to Alexa Bliss. I think there was a Lily doll in the background of a scene backstage with Miz. So interesting stuff.
Ooh.
Very interesting. All right, let's keep it rolling along here. Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, I believe Jade and Bianca Belair, the women's tag team champions. What's up, Champ? Champ's coming to hang out. Champ's here. Champ is here. What's up,
Champ
buddy?
is here.
He's like, why aren't you?
Champ.
He's like, why aren't you in bed? He's staring at me. He's like, why aren't you in bed? You're staying up.
Well, you're talking about champions.
That's true.
He heard his name.
He heard me. Oh, I love this dog. All right, I was gonna do my whole dog speech. Guys, save a dog if you can, please. He's the best. But they will be hosting, not Champ, but Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill will be hosting. And I said this on the last podcast. This will be fun. It'll be awesome to see them host. But I have no read on what they're doing with Jade Cargill and Bianca right now. It almost feels like a reset. I just want to see them fight each other. That moment in the Royal Rumble, Nunes and I were there. Was so cool. They were kind of like mirroring each other's moves. And I don't want to see like the cliche tag team fallout. Oh, we missed a move. Oh, we lost the titles because of this, because they already did lose the title. So I have no read on this. So we'll see what happens with that. But let's go back to the Judgment Day stuff, because we talked about it a little bit. Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. Possibly the weakest match on this card, if you ask me. Mike, what do you think about this one? Are we doing too much Judgment Day here? Should we move on from this? What do you think?
It's always too much Judgment Day. That's as someone that covers 3 hours of Raw pretty much every week. It's a lot of Judgment Day. I don't really like the idea of Judgment Day winning both of their matches or losing both of their matches. I feel like we need to keep them in check a little bit, because they do seem to just get the upper hand on everybody. Since I have Liv retaining, I'm going to go with Priest. I have a hard time really picking this match. I think that you're definitely going to get interference. I don't know if the numbers game is simply going to work, but I mean, we've seen situations where Priest is in the ring with all four of them and he just obliterates all of them. Like it seems like they're not even being made to be a threat if they don't have the numbers. So the numbers got to come into play. I don't know who would come to his aid unless it's Rhea if they do that match first. This is one I'm having a really hard time just kind of wrapping my brain around. This should happen. We should get Priest and Finn. Like, it's been leading to this, but I don't know. Like, I'm very underwhelmed for this match, and I'm going with Priest only because I'm really strong on Liv and I'm really strong on Judgment Day not continuing to just win everything. But I don't have a good logical reason for it. It's just a gut feeling, and I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I like exactly what you said. I can't feel strongly one way or the other. I'll let Amanda go, and then I'll probably copy you guys' homework again. Chris in the chat, Noons, I should say, says, I love all of your beautiful faces. You're one to talk. Also, another founding member of the Handsome Club, Mr. Chris
Absolutely.
Nunes. And yes, I can hang out tomorrow night, brother. I will text you, but yes, we're hanging out tomorrow. So that's my buddy. All right, Gina in the chat saying, I have Damian Priest, always waving that Damian Priest flag. I have Damian Priest for the win. I thought you would. And you know what, Gina? I'm gonna go real quick, and I'm gonna say, you know what? For you, Gina, I'm gonna pick Damian Priest to win here. I really have no good reason. These guys have had their tension in the past. I'm really trying to come up with like a good explanation here, but it's I don't want to say it's fizzled out because it's much stronger on the women's side right now, and the stuff going on with Daddy Dom, Liv, and Rhea right now. But I'll just go Damian Priest, and I don't have a really strong reason other than he was a former world champion. Amanda, help me out here. I'm losing it.
Oh man, so I'm with you guys. Like, I think this is probably one of the weaker matches on the card, and that's no disrespect to either athlete. I think they are. Both of them are very, very technically sound in the ring. I'm a Finn Balor fan. I enjoy him. I think he has some great matches, and of course, Damian Priest. Always gonna love the Indies, and just So no disrespect. I think they're gonna have a solid match between the two of them. I feel like though that I agree with both of y'all that this is the weaker part of the Judgment Day storyline, and I think that's intentional. I think right now there is more meat to the bone with Liv, Dom, and Rhea. Like, that can exist outside of the Judgment Day, even though the Judgment Day gets involved. That type of story doesn't necessarily need the rest of the Judgment Day. The three of them alone are just having the time of their lives selling the story. For me, this is more about getting Damian Priest out, and I think he's going to win. I think we're going to move on from this because of the Wyatt Six. I think this is a way for the Wyatt Six to show up, and when the Judgment Day comes out, because we all know they're going to come out, this is where the Judgment Day comes out and the Wyatt Six comes out and makes their move. And for Priest to win, this will get him away from the Judgment Day so they can move on to that program, because we have Survivor Series around the corner. And can you imagine if you have the Wyatt Six in their first kind of Survivor Series as a unit at this point against the Judgment Day? So I think this is a means to get Damian Priest away, because he doesn't need to be in the Wyatt Six storyline. He doesn't. No. He needs to go back, go challenge Gunther, or heck, go feud with, I feel like maybe Drew McIntyre might be in the cards for him. Like, I feel like they have some unresolved issues here, because I'm like he's either gonna because right now Gunther is tied up, and I feel like, and we're gonna talk about that is to be determined. I feel like and I have ideas about where that's gonna go, but if you don't put Damian Priest in that picture, I feel like, again, Drew is not gonna have anything to do right after CM Punk. Why not have him close that door and go back to fighting Damian Priest? So that's gonna be a fun rivalry. So again, that gets Damian Priest out of the picture. Then Judgment Day, Wyatt Six, here we are. That's what I think is going to happen. That's the intent of this match.
I like it. And by the way, Rob, I just want to say those things you were saying about Kelvin earlier were really, really disrespectful.
Yeah. I was out of line.
That's who you were.
He heel turned. It was a heel turn.
No one saw him.
Kelvin, hey.
Oh, Kelvin, didn't see you there. What's up, bud? How are you, bro?
Hey, guys. I'm just here to drop a bombshell real quick.
Yeah?
We haven't reached that portion of the show yet, have we?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm always here for if you got something now. I mean, we're not talking Cody yet. I don't know if it's a Cody thing, but
oh yes, it's Cody.
All right, it's Cody. Well, we'll save that. We'll save that for the. I literally said to Mike, I'm like, we need Mike and Kelvin on the same podcast. So I'm so here for
we're
it.
gonna get into it.
And hold on,
Let's do it.
We got to give him. Let's give him the formal introduction. You know him, of course, from the No Gimmicks podcast, an A+ player on BCP Plus. Our good friend, Mr. Kelvin Catley. How you feeling, man? Thanks for making time tonight. How are you, brother?
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I've been busy, actively trying to get back into the podcasting. I'm feeling great. For those who don't know, I had surgery. I had a tumor in my adrenal gland that I had to have removed. It was causing all kind of health issues, but already I feel so much better. A lot more energy. I'm up past 10 o'clock at night. That never happens. So I am very, very happy and very, very grateful. So thank you guys for having me. And it's glad to be back.
You look great, man. No, I'm glad. I'm glad you're doing well, man. It's good to have you. Real quick, and Bill in the chat says when Cody turns heel. Oh, don't get Kelvin started, man. We'll get there, Bill. We'll get there. There's some good comments in the chat. I want to go to Kelvin first. Kelvin, we're just finishing up talking about Finn versus Damian. I think we kind of are all in agreement. It's probably the weakest match on the card. No disrespect to anyone there. It's just we feel that some of the judgment. Bill goes, "Oh, I will." Sorry, that popped me. We feel the Judgment Day stuff is kind of fizzling a little bit. Just your thoughts on Damian versus Finn, and we kind of all had trouble picking like a clear-cut winner. Do you got anything on that?
I agree. It is one of the weaker matches on the card. I think that match should actually be first. Let's just get that one out the way. I do think you have something there with the Judgment Day and the Wyatt Six. And they kind of issued out this warning, like, don't cross us. And I think we're going to inch closer to that, to where they are. But this being what it is, let's get Priest a win over Finn. Let's move him on. Gunther needs somebody there to challenge him. I think Priest is the guy. There's a history there. That would be a fire match, in my opinion. Also, I think Braun needs a dance partner too. I know he wants to go after Gunther, but if someone like a Priest says, I have dibs on him because I held that championship, I can see those two having a very, very good time together. Not
Breaker,
too long.
Breaker or Strowman? You said Braun. Breaker. Okay.
Breaker. My bad.
Sorry.
No,
it's not your bad. It's WWE's bad for naming people the same thing. But
yeah, it's like naming someone Aegon. It just never. But yeah, for the sake of that, you get Braun Breaker, you get Damian Priest. The winner of that goes up against Gunther. I think that's a nice landing spot for Priest. It gets more eyes on him, as well as Braun, who's rising right now. It's a credible program that you could use to catapult him.
Good stuff, Kelvin. As always, man. That's why you're here. Let me get to the chat because some really, really good comments. Bill in the chat saying Gunther and Priest is a good Survivor Series main. Sure. Tim Hardy in the chat saying Demon Finn versus Uncle Howdy. Yeah, I think that's money. I think that's money right there. That's good stuff. Emil in the chat saying I think Priest will win. LWO with Ray will help the numbers game. Wow, a little connection there. A lot of nods here on the panel. Good stuff, guys. We have a great chat tonight. This is what I want. You guys are part of this. Like, I want to know who you have winning, and I want to know these theories. This has been great. Kelvin, I'm gonna give you a rapid fire real quick. We hit a couple matches, and feel free to elaborate a bit. Real quick, we started with Punk versus Drew. Hell in a Cell. Do you feel this is a fitting end to their feud, and who do you have winning on that one? Real quick.
I don't see this ending. Not with Hell in a Cell. No.
Okay.
I think you got one more in you, but I do think, for the sake of continuing this, Drew wins this match. Okay. Drew has a lot more to gain winning this match than Punk does. So, and right now, if you look at the title scene on Raw, there's a lot more younger crowd kind of pushing for that title. If Punk wins, I feel like if he wins, he's going to cut everybody and try to get in that line. I don't really want that to happen because Punk doesn't really need the title. You have the popularity, you have the crowd. Let's continue this on. Give me one more. And then while you give me one more, give me somebody else. I mentioned Braun Breaker earlier, right? If you don't go Braun Breaker and Damian Priest, guess what? You can have Braun Breaker and CM Punk. And that would work for me. There's options here. So
CM Punk's going back to Seth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Ding, ding, ding.
Seth just came back. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
He'll do
Braun.
it. Seth and Bronson Reed is not going to be a long thing.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not.
So
You're right. You're right. I take back
that's
everything
just.
I said.
I mean,
No,
that
it's good stuff.
No,
Not
it
at
doesn't
all.
mean that Drew can't still win. I
picked
don't
Drew
see-
too.
I don't see Punk in the title picture,
I don't.
if
I don't.
ever, not for a long time.
So Kelvin, I have a question for you too. So since you're feeling like this is going to go one more match, and sorry, I totally just jumped in because I'm dying of curiosity though. Like, where do you think? I guess what would you after Hell in a Cell? What would your next? What should the next match be? Like, how can you top a Hell in a Cell match?
You can go one of two ways, right? You can go a last man standing because logically you've done everything else.
Yeah.
Why not just have the last man standing? I would love to end it on that. If you're gonna go through hell and go back, give me the last man standing match. Whoever wins that wins it all. And I would, if you're gonna do that, I would give it to Punk. But for the purpose of Hell in a Cell, it's too dangerous of a match for Punk. So on that note, I'm gonna pick Drew.
Can I say that if you're getting one more, you tiptoed on it. I thought you were going to get there. I think there's only one way to go after this, and I say we go all the way to Buried Alive.
Ooh.
They talk about putting people in boxes. They're talking about.
Yeah.
Why did we not connect this earlier? Oh, you're right.
I was saving it, but that's okay. I didn't.
Well, we all work together. We all work together.
We
Mike
did work
kinda,
together.
Mike was
Team
talking about
effort.
the box and all the with the things they were alluding to. Then Calvin comes on. And we need to take it further. Well, what do we need? It's a great team right here. I like it. So wow, it all makes sense. Hopefully we're somewhat right. But no, really good stuff, Calvin. In the chat, where's Bill? Gunther and Bill. I don't. Okay, he goes. I mean, Punk has never ever cut anyone in line for a title before, and my sarcasm detector just broke. All right, and Kelvin, real quick, we also talked about the women's world championship match with Daddy Dominic Mysterio suspended above the ring in a shark cage. Liv Morgan defending against Mommy Rhea Ripley. What do you got on this one, bro?
This is such a hard one for me. I want to pick Liv because I want to say, even with this stipulation, she gets it done. She's gonna find a way. I just don't know how she gets it done. But the stipulation with Dom over the ring in a shark cage is too much of a distraction for Rhea Ripley because she's gonna be focused on the fact that, haha, I got you. And not, oh, look, she's got me. So my brain wants to say Liv. I just don't know how she gets it done. But I think she does get it done.
Okay, Mike was saying something about Dom dropping something through the shark cage with some sort of weapon or something like that. I think
Amanda came up with frozen chicken nuggets.
Chicken
which I thought
nuggets.
was a great
Chicken
idea.
Oh,
Irony.
I love that.
The irony.
I love that.
It makes sense. All right, let's keep it going here. Great job, guys. WWE Women's Championship match. Totally not reading this. Nia Jax. Check out our shameless promo interview with Nia over on bcp-plus.com versus Bayley. Once again, they kind of ran back another match between Bayley and Naomi. I thought Naomi did a great job with the facials after losing that match. She kind of had like this smile walking backstage and kind of joked around with Bayley a little bit like, haha, nah, I would have done the same thing. A little annoyed at first and then played it off. And she's walking down the hall and she had this, like, she held this smile on her face as she was walking down the hall. And you could tell she was like in her head and thinking, I thought that was great. A lot of like turns recently. Mike's article was face turns, heel turns, and returns, which I thought was absolutely Absolutely brilliant. A lot of that going on. Amanda, I'll throw it to you. What do you think about Nia once again fighting Bayley in this one? Do you think Nia retains?
I mean, this is, I think, just kind of buying time. I think for Tiffy time. This is the way to get. This is just kind of getting some time because we know eventually it's going to happen. It's going to be Tiffy time, and so I feel that Nia's going to retain. One, she's doing some of the best work of her career at this point. She has been on point since getting the belt. Let her showcase and shine a little bit more because again, we know Tiffy time is upon us, and that's going to be spectacular. And no disrespect to Bayley, I think Bayley is great in the ring. She had a great run as champ. But this is more about establishing Nia and kind of, solidifying and making Nia more of a dominant champion and getting her ready for this Tiffy time feud that's coming around. It's coming upon us. So I feel like this was probably pretty easy for me to predict. I was like, it's got to be Nia at this point. She's too hot to take the title off of, and I think Tiffy does show up. I think we're gonna get that. We're gonna get this movement in the story, or. To your point, Rob, maybe Naomi gets involved and costs Bayley and they set up that program. So I could see it going either way. But Nia's going to retain for sure.
I'm so here for heel Naomi, and I thought I would never say that because I like her way better as a face. She's done so much. I love the Feel the Glow stuff. I think I got a pair of the shades around here somewhere. Like, I love Naomi, one of my favorites for a long time. And she's totally a face, but like, I kind of now at this point in her career might want something different to see what she could do with that, because she really intrigued me on SmackDown just with her facials and the way she sold that kind of conflict. And that's hard to do. She's so great in the ring, so I'm kind of interested to see a little bit of that other side. Obviously, there's bloodline ties as well. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but great assessment there, Amanda, as always. And as soon as you started talking, so we didn't steal anyone's thunder, but the chat just went Tiffy time. So I think everyone's kind of thinking the same thing here. But let's throw it to Mike. Help us out here. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm here for a Naomi heel turn. I think it's time. I like you said, we got a little taste of it, and I loved it with just what I saw. I feel like we've kind of done all we're going to do with Naomi as a face, which I don't think was nearly enough, but it seems like they're kind of, Naomi as a face has the ceiling in their mind, and she's not going to go past that. I think as a heel, there's a lot more room for her to grow, and a heel Naomi, true heel Naomi versus babyface Bayley, I'm here for that. But yeah, no, this is to me the lock of the night. This has to be Nia Jax retaining. I mean, I think Bayley has as much of a chance as the Arlington Renegades have of beating the Michigan Panthers, which is just
we're starting already. Come on, bro. That was such a cheap shot.
Very smoothly. Very smoothly delivered, too.
Oh, casual dig.
Real casual.
Well, it's because that's how much effort she's going to have to put into winning this match. No, I do think we're going to get like a tease of Tiffy time. I don't think she's cashing in here, but I think we're finally seeing it because we really, the last couple of weeks, we've kind of backed off of it. And I feel like they're just letting us forget just enough so to let our guard down. And then there's going to be this pop-up, but I think it's almost going to be like the time before when she ran out, but she didn't actually get involved. And it turns out, it was supposed to be a distraction more than anything else. I see it kind of going the same way if she gets involved at all. Personally, I think Nia should just win clean because I think it should go to what you were saying, Amanda, of propping her up as this dominant champion. You know, it's very rare that heels get a clean victory, but I think this is a great time for her to get it. And so that way you can also push this narrative of the only way anyone's going to get this title off of her is with something like a Money in the Bank briefcase. Like, I feel like it's going to be a need to, because Tiffy knows she can't just challenge her for it. She's got to use this briefcase. So I'm hoping for just a clean Nia Jax win here, and that's what I'm going with. And a Tiffy tease. Just a Tiffy tease.
Another Tiffy tease? Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. And in the chat, a very unexpected UFL reference. Hey, you know what? Mike and Kelvin, and I said this on the past podcast, they did such a good job covering the UFL this season. Mike in Detroit, Kelvin in Arlington. Kelvin got to talk to The Rock, which is just amazing. Living that sweet life up in the press suite box, and that's how we do it, guys. And just such a great job. I'll stop putting you over for a little bit. Let's go, Kelvin. What do you got on this one, bro?
First of all, Arlington will turn it around.
I'm sure they will.
I don't want to be on the record saying that.
I'm sure they'll go 9-1 next year.
Oh, here we go.
Too much heartbreak. But for the sake of this match, I think we're going to get a Tiffy cash in, which I don't want, but I think it's going to happen. Because
You don't want it now, or you don't want it at all?
I don't want it now. I want it. I just don't want it right now because I just want to give her flowers right now. Nia Jax's title run has been amazing. It's been domination. It's been her standing very strong. But I think her and Tiffany's relationship is going to be severed by the fact that she has that briefcase. Also, what could totally happen, who says the women can't have a bloodline themselves? There's history there. What if Naomi gets involved? What if? It can happen.
I get down with that.
Yeah.
We're connecting all the dots here today, and I love it.
You just blew Rob's mind.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so good. Great job, Kelvin. And so you think Nia wins the match, and then Tiffy cashes in to become the new?
Correct.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm gonna copy and paste from Amanda. I'm just gonna say Nia Jax wins. And I'm gonna go Tiffy time tease cash in. I'll go with that. Tim Hardy in the chat with some UFL talk. I'm a huge fan of the XFL and spring football. Now UFL, I was all for the Guardians, and now I'm for the Defenders. Okay, great. And shameless promo, please go over to the site and check out all the great work that Mike and Kelvin did, and I think there will be another season, right? We do have another season.
Hell yeah.
There are a lot of
season tickets are on sale right now.
Let's do it. Shameless promo.
I just got that press release,
and a lot of UFL players got signed to the NFL, which is really, really, really
awesome.
Cool. I love that. All right.
Sorry, one more thing about it, just because I'm so proud of them.
Please.
20 guys are on are currently signed by NFL teams. Most of them are on practice squads, but 3 guys are in the NFL. Defensive tackle for Minnesota. I want to say defensive tackle for the Broncos, and Jake Bates, the kicker in Michigan. So
so good.
So yeah,
on my fantasy squad, killing it.
Yeah, baby, hasn't missed a kick yet.
Yeah, I actually drafted Tommy Cutlets from the Giants, just in case he ever gets playing time. So Tim Hardy in the chat saying over 56. I'm guessing players drafted. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, so check that out. I love that. All right, I think it's time now. Mueller got the little dig in early, so it's we're already starting here, but we do have Cody Rhodes teaming up with the tribal or the OTC, the original. The only tribal chief. Amanda's throwing them up. Oh, I didn't even see your shirt until just now.
Yep, I'm here. It's my Roman shirt. I acknowledge my daddy.
I just popped. I didn't see that the whole time, but when you put your amazing, perfect timing. I popped for that in real time. Versus Sola Sikoa, and it's Jacob Fatu. Love Jacob Fatu. We'll get into that in a little bit. Strange bedfellow tag team here. The 2-year rivalry, maybe more. Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns having that great segment. Now they're teaming up, gave each other their word. Will they be able to coexist to defeat this new version of the Bloodline? A lot of storytelling here, but I have a message in my Facebook Messenger from Kelvin saying, bombshell incoming. He's got something. Kelvin, the floor is yours, my friend.
All right, so last time I was on BCP Plus, I gave you guys a tidbit of information. I said we needed to move on from KO, get the light work out of the way. Let's move on to Bloodline business. Lo and behold, here we are. And now that we are here, I wanted to point out something to you guys, something that really stood out to me. Let's go back to this promo, this great great visual that we got. Although it was great production, great, the story was told excellently. One thing stood out to me. Cody Rhodes, his demeanor throughout of it was that of a not good guy. He was very, very arrogant, very, very cocky. Why? Because he could be. Also, here's something that he said that stuck with me. And I want to put this out there as Exhibit A of why this match is not going to be finished by pinfall or submission, but by disqualification. Cody Rhodes told Roman Reigns, look around WWE. We already have a tribal chief. It's not you. We already have a WWE champion. It's not you. Ladies and gentlemen, we, who is we? Normally, when you address the fact that someone has lost something, oh, by the way, he told him, I told you this would happen. He did. He told him, you would be standing here, and even Roman acknowledged this, a chief without a tribe. Roman said, I'm a man without a country. Cody knows this. And he also told Roman, I want to take everything away from you. Roman is not the tribal chief because we already have one, another one. That guy is Cody by God Rhodes.
Oh, man.
Oh, whoa. Hold on. And here is the Uno reverse card. If it's not Cody by God Rhodes, then it is the Jabroni Beating.
Yeah?
Final boss. Because if we already have a new tribal chief and it's not Cody, then who is it? Well, that guy could definitely be The Rock. Because the other guy is most definitely the world WWE heavyweight champion. And ladies and gentlemen, two things are going to happen. Hikuleo is going to debut. Because big men always debut at Bad Blood, historically.
Sure.
And the final boss is going to be pulling the strings. Cody Rhodes' turn. He's already let you know this.
Wow.
This match will not end. It's going to not by pinfall. It will end by devastation. Prepare yourselves. If you've ever worn a pink robe throughout this time, I want you to get your hearts ready. And I'm saying this as a person that in my teens had to watch the guy I never thought would turn bad, ever in my life, break my heart. Prepare yourselves. It's happening.
Wow.
Cody Rhodes is an excellent liar.
Wow, man. I'm digesting that, Mike. Take a breath, Mike. We'll get to your rebuttal here. We'll get to your answer. Kelvin, good stuff, man. Really good stuff. Guys, in the chat right now, I already see it. Cody is turning. But let me know what you think about what Kelvin just said. Mike's going to answer. We got a little debate going here of our own right now. Certainly not getting political here, but we definitely want to talk about this. Very, very interesting, Kelvin. Cody Rhodes, man, it's right there. The Homelander comparisons. What's he doing? Shaking hand, kissing babies. A lot of politician influence. Like, it is right there. The verbiage that the stepping in front of, he stepped in front of Roman. He took the step. Hey, not so fast. Man, there's a lot there. There's so much more. Guys, let us know in the chat what you think about all this. There's a lot of Cody turns in the chat. But let's hear what Mr. Mike Mueller has to say on the matter. Mike, the floor is yours.
There's a lot of people who are very wrong. Look, the simple fact is Cody is eventually going to turn heel, but I mean in like 2027. Like, this is not anything that should be happening anytime soon, because for a few reasons. One, WWE likes money and Cody Rhodes sells a ton of merchandise. Why would you get rid of that? Two, look at all the social media videos of Cody hugging people and like giving the kids their moment in the ring and all that stuff. Cody is the best babyface that WWE has had maybe since Hogan. Like, as far as pure white meat babyface goes, Cena's in there, but like people turned on Cena pretty quickly. People still love Cody Rhodes. They love him, and I don't understand why you do that this early in the game. Two, Cody Rhodes has a ton of unfinished business, which may come into play with this, but I need Kevin Owens to go full heel. I need Randy Orton to go full heel. All these things need to happen. We got to have Cody and Seth go again. And again, it's just one of those things where, yeah, it's going to happen eventually, but once you do it, you can't go back. Like, and if you go, especially if you're doing it at the height of his popularity, like, this is not, everyone likes to be like the, oh, Hogan turning heel thing. People were ready for Hogan to turn heel for a long time. We are not there with Cody Rhodes, not by a long shot. This dude is so good. And you're at a very rare moment where you have two truly top baby faces, him and Roman. And there's a lot that can go, but I say that they do this. There's no reason for them to win. The Bloodline should win, but I think they're going to win. It's Roman's first match back. I just don't see Roman losing his first match back. So I've got them winning in just a whatever feel-good moment. But to me, this is like, we're going to circle back to Cody and Roman a long time from now. I do like what you said, Kelvin, about The Rock being the final boss, because I've been saying this whole time, The Rock was not Cody's final boss. The Rock is Roman's final boss. And we got to get to that. I think that's going to be a WrestleMania match. I can absolutely see Roman and Rock and it going in that direction. But I think this is the end for a while of Cody with Bloodline business. And then I think this just gives us a reason to eventually come back to Roman and Cody way down the line. But this, I mean, don't, oh my God, if Cody Rhodes turns heel, one, I'm going to cry because I was wrong. And two, like, there's so much more to do with Cody, babyface champion Cody. Like, we've just started to get good storylines. You know, people were saying they were sick of, you know, this Cody versus AJ and the respect matches, you know, like, give me some heat, give me some blood with Cody. Well, we're getting that now with KO and Randy. What, are you going to have KO and Randy stay face and Cody's the heel? Screw that. I want bald heel Randy Orton. I want mean, you know, power bombing people on the apron, Kevin Owens. Like, that's what I want. That's what I need. And until I get that, Cody Rhodes cannot turn heel.
Wow. Strong arguments.
If you would allow me a rebuttal.
Oh, stop.
No.
Please, of course. No, you both can, of course. Please.
You allow me a rebuttal. September's numbers haven't dropped. But August, top 5 merch sellers. CM Punk, number 1. Roman, number 2. Jey Uso, number 3. Cody, number 4. John Cena, number 5. We can kind of get rid of that merch argument because you got 3 other guys ahead of that guy, and they can sell some merchandise. So, yeah, he sells a lot of merch, but ever since Roman come back, that popularity contest is kind of evened itself out.
We'll see if the numbers even themselves out. I expect Cody to take over Roman's spot. Roman's back. It's new. It's fun. It's exciting. Cody will sell more merch. Interesting.
Let's go to the comments real quick. Emil, Kelvin is a podcast chief. I hate when people make me think, but that is the best prediction ever told. Now that's outside the box. Francisco in the chat saying Hollywood Hogan sold a lot of merchandise. I will share my opinion as well. Tim Hardy in the chat saying Cody versus Cena, night 1, Rock versus Roman, night 2, main events, interesting. Gina in the chat saying The Rock helps out Roman Reigns, and also that Roman Reigns turns on Cody Rhodes. Lots going on in the chat here. I have very strong thoughts on this whole thing. Amanda, you want to go first? Or you want to take it home? It's up to you.
Oh man, this is gonna be a tough falling because both Kelvin and Mike gave some excellent, excellent arguments and viewpoints. And, I'm going to borrow from both a little bit because I agree with both of you in different ways. Kelvin, I agree that Cody is going to turn heel. He's going to full blown Homelander. I got the same vibe from this really great promo. Loved it, by the way. It was beautifully done. I got chills. If Roman wants to walk behind me and stare at me like he did at Cody when they cut it, I'm okay with that. As it got cut off. I was like, oh, well, yeah, you can. I'm sorry, I'll move. Yeah, I love my tribal chief, and I'm very, very happy he's back on TV. So I missed him. But, I feel that heel energy. It's coming. I'm with Mike, though, that it's not going to be right now. I feel like they've put all of this effort, especially with Roman coming back in, like it would be almost too rushed for Cody to turn. And we're forgetting that we have War Games around the corner, Survivor Series. And so I feel like, this is going to start being the stepping stone. Like we're going to try to put them together very much like the Mega Powers, if you will, kind of going in that direction. We're going to have them. I mean, there's still going to be that distrust that's there, but there's somehow, I agree that it's going to be a disqualification. And this is going to be because, I agree the rest of the bloodline's going to get involved. Hukuleo definitely could debut here because again, we're going to start moving towards building these War Games teams here. I think we're also going to see Jimmy Uso come back. I say that because all of a sudden, there's a lot of talk about, well, is Jimmy okay? We had this tweet from Rikishi, like what's going on? I feel like, we're going to have all these moving pieces start coming together for these teams to get together for Survivor Series. And I feel like if Jimmy comes back, then he can pull Jay back into it. He's going to be the glue that brings Roman's team back together. So I feel like we're going to have these things. I think Kevin Owens is going to show up and go heel. I think Kevin Owens is going to be part of the Bloodline team here. But I feel like a lot of the pieces that are going to be moving are going to be moving towards Survivor Series at first, but then we're going to be setting up the pieces for Cody to turn heel on Roman. And it's going to happen. I just feel like it's going to be before WrestleMania next year. Or this coming WrestleMania. I don't think it's going to be 2027. I think there's a lot that you can do with Cody as a heel champion. There's a lot that you can do. And I know that, right now he's out there visiting hospitals, doing the good, helping out the community, just spreading goodwill among everybody. He's a great merchandise seller. But Cody heel turning is just too good to pass up. It's too good. He's been planting the seeds the whole time. So I feel like we're going to just see a lot of moving pieces that are going to go towards Survivor Series. And we're going to see Roman and Cody have to coexist for a little while longer, even through Survivor Series before Cody turns on Roman. And I agree that The Rock is definitely going to get involved. I don't think he's going to be at Bad Blood. But I can see him maybe even, like Saturday night. Main event or something that's he's going to come back, maybe even Royal Rumble. I mean, I feel like,
Netflix.
Yes, for the Netflix era. As Bill says, he's got movies to promote. So he's definitely going to show up. But I think, Netflix era, something big where The Rock, the eyes are just going to be drawn because it's The Rock. I think The Rock is also very much pulling all the strings. Heel Rock is great Rock. Heel Rock versus babyface Roman. We've all been waiting for this match, and we're getting to that match. And I think we're going to get it at WrestleMania. But I think right now, the story, there's just too much meat with this new evolution. You've added this new layer. And that's what I love about the Bloodline story and why it's so compelling is that it's the adding the different layers to it, and you don't want to rush it. So I feel like both of you make excellent points. I just feel like my timeline differs from y'all. But I think Jimmy Uso is going to come back.
Who do you have winning this match?
I feel like it's going to be like a disqualification because everybody is going to get involved.
Nice.
And it's going to protects the bloodline. It protects Rhodey Rhodey. I'm going to call them. There we go. That's my new name, Rhodey.
Official.
That's their celebrity couple name.
Yes, there it is. It protects everybody, but it also starts setting things in motion for Survivor Series. Because if you have a clean win by Rhodey, then the bloodline technically is defeated in a way. What kind of momentum does the bloodline have other than being on the chase and going for vengeance? But especially like, I mean, Solo, if they were to lose, Solo would definitely take the pin. I don't think it would be Jacob Fatu at all.
Agreed.
I don't think Fatu would take the pin. He's got too much momentum. I mean, they're going to do everything they can to keep Fatu and Roman, I think, really because I mean, Jacob Fatu, man, he is a force to be reckoned with. To me, the most dynamic member of the bloodline.
I love that it's like very clearly like Jacob Fatu is the star of that group, and I think
absolutely.
I think eventually it's going to get to a point of like Solo is going to like have to try to like keep him down so he can stay at the top. And he's going to be the enforcer for a while, but eventually, the crowd is going to be behind him. I'm expecting the crowd to start cheering Jacob Fatu pretty soon.
I feel like Fatu is going to be on Roman's team at some point for Survivor Series. Mike, you and I were twinning here because I'm like, he's
maybe not that soon, but I see him eventually. I see him eventually turning on Bloodline Wolfpack and going to original Bloodline and doing it that way.
Because they're not going to want Fatu and Roman feuding. It's going to be too.
I don't see that.
Really?
I don't see that. Nope. You know why I don't see that?
Why?
Because Solo Sikoa is the only original Bloodline member in the current version of the Bloodline. They're going to get rid of him at some point.
Jacob takes over?
Yes.
Yeah?
Okay.
I like that.
I get down with that.
Interesting.
I like it. Just give Jacob more TV time. He's just too good. Now, again, put my man in a bubble. I just want to put, since we're about the shameless promo here,
Please.
I just want to put something out there for Roman. This is true, Roman, my tribal chief. If you need an alliance with another kingdom, we of the Flamingo peoples fully support you. If you need a body for your Survivor Series team, my liege, my Flamingo King, my daddy Mingo will gladly jump on your Survivor Series team. Just slide in those DMs. Just tweet him. We're here. We'll fly over there immediately. Just saying. Put that out there, Roman. Flamingo King will form an alliance, one monarch to another, and help you out. Put that out there.
Amanda, great significant other, by the way. Always waving the flag of the, which I love because I do it all the time. I'm like interviewing people. Oh, my girlfriend's a wrestler. What would you like? Always got to get into there, and I appreciate that. And I'm here for that team up. By the way, let's do it.
I mean, he was here like, why did you challenge Gunther on my behalf? I don't want to die.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't want to get chopped. Like, have you seen them shredded? I was like, it's your occupational hazard. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. That's all right. I love it. Great assessment as always, Amanda. Very fair too. Kelvin, very strong feelings one way, Mike the other. That's why this is such a great podcast, if I do say so myself. Tim in the chat saying Kelvin 2028 has my vote. Wow, we're going strong with Kelvin's opinion. Tim Hardy in the chat. Pat McAfee hinted about The Rock Saturday on his show with Cody today. I think he used the verbiage big guy, so I don't know if Ryback is coming back or...
oh, God, no.
No.
Please, God, no.
I don't think that's happening, no.
Keep him on TikTok where he's happy.
Yeah, I'm good. But thanks anyway. No disrespect. But let's all right, so I think you guys bring up some great points. Real quick, sidebar here. Sammy Gunther is not on this PLE, correct? It's on Raw. Fascinating. Yeah. I'll just say this. I would love to see Sammy hold that world championship one day. He is just changed WWE's trajectory, the long-term storytelling, the stuff with the bloodline. Perhaps we will see him in Survivor Series in some form or fashion. We'll see. That being said, Kelvin, you bring up some great points, man. It is there for the taking. It could happen at any moment. It's right there. But I'm going to go with Amanda in saying that we're going to enjoy this ride. We're going to enjoy, or, that kind of like, is it time yet? Is it time yet? Is it time? Because WWE loves to do that stuff, and there's money there. And speaking of money, like you said, Mike, like top merchandise seller, but Kelvin brings up a great counterpoint that it's kind of shifting with Roman. I think, I'm a numbers guy. I think they're going to pay attention to this, and once Cody's at a certain all right, maybe we pull the trigger. But maybe Cody's number 4 in merch, but SmackDown and Raw front row, there are at least 3 kids dressed as Cody, you know, like with the full thing, you know. So it's really interesting, but everything about Cody, it's almost like I could see him cutting that heel promo one day where he's like, I was controlling everything. I was putting you here. I was doing this. I was, you know, shaking hands, kissing babies. You know, I wanted this match here. I challenged KO. Let's not forget Orton. Like, I think Mike put it perfectly. He's like, I want bald head Randy Orton, evil, like however you put it. Like, Randy is having so much fun right now that it's so fun for us because he's never been like that. And I always talk about that WWE biography with him. Randy was never one of my personal favorites, but I always respected how good he was. And I watched that biography, and it got very deep about growing up with bullying, you know, what happened with him in the military and all that stuff. So please watch that. So he's this super baby face. Like, it's almost like too much, like how nice he is with the case, signing autographs on air. He's taking his time.
Like it.
He's
it
singing.
Makes me very uncomfortable.
He's singing Cody's song. Like, you see him going, whoa. Like, he's like rocking that. Like, he's having too much fun. And he's earned that. He has earned that. He has every right. He gets a pass. He can do whatever he wants. But that moment, that devastating where he turns and hits an RKO on whoever that he shouldn't be, and it's like, oh yeah, there he is. It's going to be that much more devastating, even though we all know it's coming. It's inevitable in some form or fashion, but you have KO, you have Cody. It's just a matter of when. Kelvin, you're so right. Everything you're saying is so right, but what Amanda said too, it's a matter of when, and I think we're just going to be like, oh, is it going to be Bad Blood? All right, is it going to be Survivor Series? And that's where I'm just kind of like, I think that's the fun of it though. But Kelvin, everything you said is deadly accurate. Like, they could do it on social media for all, like, he could just turn heel on social media. That's how close it is. Please don't do that. But as far as Survivor Series, and this is probably an unpopular decision, but you guys talked about it on the podcast, and I was way wrong, and I'll probably continue to be way wrong on this. But I thought it was going to play out where it is the OG bloodline versus this new bloodline civil war. No Cody, no KO. Sammy gets a pass because he's OG bloodline.
Sammy is OG bloodline.
He is OG bloodline,
so
yeah.
in my mind, whether it's 4-on-4, 5-on-5, you have this 4 from this new bloodline. You got Roman returning Jimmy Uso, the Intercontinental Champion Jey Uso. I know separate shows and all that stuff. And Sammy.
Doesn't matter.
And Sammy.
Yeah.
The fact that they're putting Cody and again, you should. It's money. It makes sense. We're having fun talking about it. But we're putting Cody and Roman back together so soon. It's not my favorite, but it's really, really fun. Not the way I would have gone. I thought it was just going to be like a straight-up bloodline civil war. And maybe it will be, but it doesn't look like it's going that way. Also, the stuff about Jacob Fatu, I can't say enough good things about him. Big part of the independent scene here up the Northeast. Good dude. Phenomenal wrestler. He should have been there sooner. So good to see him there and what he's doing. And like you guys were saying, like maybe he is the next tribal chief because he's almost unstoppable. Like he'll not no sell, but like he'll get hit with like a signature move. Guy pins him one. But it's just like, you know, he's got that like that rejuvenation power, you know?
I mean, for him to take that like from Randy Orton and just straight up just get slammed, I've hit after hit after hit on the announce table. It's like, man, like, I mean, to make, and everyone, we all know how fierce Randy can be, but then you have Jacob Fatu that's like, hi, I can just take all this punishment and make it look really cool too. Like, just straight up, he is unstoppable.
Jacob Fatu is really special, and I didn't really know him much from the independent scene or MLW or anything like that. I had seen bits and pieces, but he has captivated me in such a way that like nobody has in a long time. And like, I want to see more. I want to see what this guy can do. Everything that you've shown me so far has been a home run. And I do feel like they're just waiting for the right time to unleash him. And I think he absolutely will be at some point. If he doesn't become the head of the bloodline, he is the breakout star of that group, undeniably.
It's crazy too, because Jacob Fatu and MLW monster, and this is the best version of that guy. And it's insane to say because he was a monster in MLW. And this is a even better version of that guy. It's crazy. I love it. And you're right. It's long overdue for him to be there, but he absolutely is looking like he belongs there.
I love everything you guys are saying. In the chat, Tim Hardy says Fatu pins Cody, gets a title shot at Crown Jewel. Interesting. I could see that match actually happening, so that's an interesting theory. Francisco in the chat
Cody
saying
to be face for that.
Yeah, yes, very true, and you're right, Mueller. Francisco in the chat saying Cody Rhodes will turn at Mania. I'm gonna say I'm just gonna keep it very simple here. Maybe it's because selfishly I want something maybe perhaps different at Survivor Series, but let me watch this play out. It is a lot of fun. I'm just gonna say Cody and Roman get the win. Bloodline's kind of mad and going to the back, and it kind of ends with like Cody and Roman. Maybe not a nod. But maybe just like kind of, I don't want to say awkward, but just kind of standing there, a little tension kind of a thing, ending kind of something like that. Amanda, we got a special guest over there. Is there a Flamingo King over there?
He was trying to hide off camera, but
No.
I just
Roman's new tag partner.
That's right. Oh, by the way, yeah, you're tagging with Roman.
Join the Survivor Series team.
All right. Oh, someone's got to take that.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Brandon, you want to weigh in and guys, ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Weiss, welcome in, man. Good to see you, bro. You want to weigh in on Roman Cody versus Solo and Fatu real quick?
Yes. Where to start? I think it is the theatrical event that everyone's been waiting for. They've been having this great buildup, and you're getting the taste. You're going to have, I like what you said, where it's the tension. They're going to stand tall, my prediction. They'll both be in there, but it's going to be, this is my time. No, it's my time. And they're kind of just like staring at each other like, this is my moment. It's the friendly, yeah. But it's like, excuse you can go ahead and leave now.
Yeah. So this is why I love having the wrestler perspective, because he's right. Because I'm just like, yeah, it'll be like an awkward tension. They're standing there. It'll be like, no. This is what's going to happen. It's going to be both of them standing in the ring, and it's kind of like, I got this, or it's like my moment. No, it's your moment kind of thing. That's great. And this is why I love having the wrestler perspective. Real quick, Brandon, does Cody turn sometime soon? Do you see a turn in Cody sometime soon with the stuff he's doing?
I think it's before Mania. I think they're planting seeds. It's a slow. And then finally, most people are going to expect it, but they're going to do it when you're like, oh, they didn't do it. And then, oh, crap. I wasn't ready for that one.
Yeah.
Because, he's been faced too long. It's got to get that. You got to have that switch.
Mike's like, no, Mueller. We had a big debate here.
Now that I'm thinking about it, 27 might be a little too late, but I'm saying definitely, I'll say 26. I think we have another year and a half.
Sure.
I think we have easily another year and a half of babyface Cody Rhodes.
Wow. Good stuff, guys. Really great podcast. We'll get our shameless promo in. Guys, in the chat, guys, make sure you follow us on socials, BCP Plus, over on YouTube, bcp-plus.com for the site. Tim Hardy, and in the comments here, Heel Cody will be dropping the title to John Cena to give him the record. Oh, my gosh. Mueller, not a fan. Mike, why don't we...
That hurt. Like, that hurt me in my soul.
Well, you're still a founding member of Handsome Club, the president, as a matter of fact, as I've heard. That being said, Mike, shameless promo, what do you got for us today, man?
Sure. So you can see me, as Rob already said, you can see me writing for the BCP Plus. During spring football season, I'm covering the Michigan Panthers. During this football season, I'm covering the Raiders. That has been a journey. And then you can also catch me on my own podcast, Sweet Chin Musings. We just dropped an episode today where we talked about Bad Blood. Also did our Mount Rushmore of gimmick matches, so that's a fun thing to check out.
Oh, cool.
Hell in a Cell did make my Mount Rushmore. So you can catch me doing that. And like I said, being on here, being a wonderful guest, always gracing you with my presence, Rob. And other than that, yeah, just catch me on the website, writing those articles.
It's true. We are not worthy. And thank you, Mr. Perfect, for joining us. We will see if this new regime of WWE lines up with your book. You were on point for a while there, man. We'll see how this plays out. Kelvin, shameless promo. What do you got, man? Oh, I think you're muted.
You're
Sorry,
on mute.
brother.
I hate when I do that.
No, you're all good, man. I miss that handsome voice. What do you got?
So you can also catch me on BCP Plus. I do write for the UFL, Arlington Renegades, and the WNBA. So fun times all around there. Also, you can catch me on thedfpn.com. We also have our own website, and all of our podcasts from that network are on there. Shout out to all the podcasts that we have. And you catch us also on all streaming platforms, wherever you listen to your podcast. Again, catch us on thedfpn.com and make sure you follow all the podcasts from there.
Love it.
Also on here. I love coming on here, man. I love it. And when I heard Mike was coming on, I was like, dude, I'm making it.
I knew what I was doing. Fight forever. Brandon and Amanda, what do you guys got for us? Shameless promo, please.
Let you go first.
Brandon Weiss, you can find me on Instagram at Brandon Weiss Wrestling. X, you can find me at Havoc1775. Any other platform, Brandon Weiss. We have our cosplay page, Brandalorian.
Love it.
And you can see me and my matches on Title Match Network.
Yeah, see, he nailed it. He just came home and was like, hi, I'm just going to crash the party here.
Always.
But again, thank you, Rob. Thank you guys for having me. This is always so much fun. It brings me so much joy because I love seeing all of your faces. Like, Mike, it's great to catch up with you. Kelvin, you're like, it just makes me happy. So thank you again for having me. As was mentioned earlier, I am the co-host of the Socially Distanced podcast on thepopbreak.com. It's our flagship podcast. And of course, we cover all kinds of different pop culture aspects. In fact, our episode drops tomorrow for the Penguin, which is fantastic, by the way. Sneak on that. Very, very good. So, of course, we were joined by our Batman by the Numbers hosts. In fact, we have a new co-host for that particular podcast, and that's Chris Ingersoll. He's great, along with Dan Cohen. So check it out. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'm also the co-host of our Anime Pop podcast as well, and with my co-host Josh Arnecki, where we geek out about anime once a month. I geek out with him a lot more offsite, but we definitely geek out at least in podcast form once a month. We are going to be recording our next episode and dropping it this month on Dragon Ball Daima, which is the last project that Akira Toriyama worked on before he passed away far too soon. So that's going to be our next episode. And of course, you can check out our current one right now on all streaming platforms on Terminator Zero. So feel free to check that out. I'm at Mandalorian on Instagram and Threads, and at ReserChick on X. So feel free to give a follow. But of course, more importantly, as Bill would say, so I'm going to borrow his phrasing here. I am, if not a company woman, check out the Pop Break on all streaming platforms. And we've celebrated our 15th year up and running. So check it out. All streaming platforms. I think it's thepopbreak.com on YouTube. But again, much appreciated for being here today.
Great job, guys. A+ team, A+ players here on the BCP, guys. And like we always say here on BCP Plus, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We out. BCP is brought to you by our favorite store, Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, located in the Englishtown Flea Market in New Jersey from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, and online at FunkensteinWrestlingSuperstore.com. Get your favorite wrestling merch, retro video games, Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, G.I. Joe, so much more. It's our favorite store. Thank you, Heather and Dan, for sponsoring the BCP. Also got to welcome back our sponsors, the No Gimmicks Podcast, the podcast that keeps it 100% real 100% of the time. Check out our guy Kelvin, only on the No Gimmicks Podcast. Wrestling All Day, All Night is the best wrestling discussion group on Facebook. We provide more of a community feel here and have wrestling fans introduce other fans to something they may not have seen before, such as old school wrestling, indie wrestling, Japanese wrestling, and so much more. We also strive to be a source of information regarding upcoming wrestler meet and greets and signings. And remember, we're open 24/7, all day, all night. Be sure to follow on socials and join the group on Facebook at Wrestling All Day, All Night. Welcome back our sponsor, Sweet Chin Musings. Sweet Chin Musings is the creation of the reigning, rarely defending, highly disputed champion of wrestling podcast, Mr. Perfect, Mike Mueller, and his tag team partner in crime, Luke Kudialis. SEM focuses on the in-ring product of WWE and AEW, no dirt sheet rumors here, as well as backstage news, predictions, and analysis of characters, storylines, and major pay-per-views. Old school fans, don't worry, we have you covered as well, with a look back on classic matches, top 10 lists, and interactive tournaments that let the fans decide who is truly the best of all time. You can find them at Facebook at Sweet Chin Musings, and check out the podcast on all major podcast platforms. Please welcome back our sponsors on the BCP Plus and the podcast, GPW Productions. GPW provides your promotion or event with top-tier video, audio production, live streaming, and more. I can personally vouch for them in saying they are hands down the best production company I've ever worked with, as they have and continue to work with the likes of AEW,